Now, that light still doesn't really help that much. Oh, man. I don't like turning on the dome lights because then I always know I'm going to forget it later. But maybe I will have to put a light in here to do this. Oh, that's not okay. That's not too bad because we're near the lamps here in the parking lot this morning where it is rainy as hell and it's 45 degrees Fahrenheit here in the parking lot. Oh. Okay, far as Doctor Who goes, I noticed that the show's trailer's doing pretty damn good on YouTube and other sources. The Ghostbusters movie did very well at the box office, despite the fact that most people just sit back and wait for the stream these days rather than go hit a theater, and I don't blame them because everything's gone freaking crazy in this country. Oh. I'm not kidding. It just blows my mind. And I'm glad that, Doctor Who's doing well. I'm glad that Ghostbusters is doing well. What I can't stand is, and I'm probably going to get blasted for being political, but I got to finally say it. Why are people thinking they're going to get a check for something that happened a century before I was even born is beyond me. Especially when only 4% of the population was engaged in this practice. That's right, 4% of the entire population of my country was engaged in the slave trade. Yet everybody wants reparations for that. And I'm like, okay, but what about the 5,000 who were black, slave owners who were black in that at 4%? And how do you determine who gets money? Oh, I'm not kidding. I'm sorry. It's just things like that. It's like, quit trying to put today's moral code on people who lived a century and a half ago. That's what I'm basically trying to say. Focus on making tomorrow better rather than dredging things for, money. And that's what it's all about. It's about money. And to me, money is the root source of most of the evil in the world. Ugh. Money and the need for power. Oh, can't get enough of that. And then they wonder why we can just, there's so many villains out there. People who genuinely think that what they are doing is the right thing for mankind. And they're all like drunk, obsessed on power, like Anakin Skywalker. Oh. I'm sorry, it's just, I see things like this in the world, and I'm like, can't we focus on now? But enough of that political claptrap. Let's move forward. Yeah, I noticed that Doctor Who's up for another a group of RTS, Royal Television Society Awards. I can look forward to that. That makes me happy. I'm glad. What makes me angry, though, is the fact that, they never gave PCAP an award, and that guy really knocked it out of the park. Matter of fact, one of the highest rated episodes of the show in history of this whole series is, sorry, my mind is blown today. Just so much weirdness going on out there in the world. But back on the heaven sent. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have just done a broadcast today. It's just the The world has gotten so weird. It's hard to even focus on any one thing. It's like everybody's aching to just have a civil war here. Yet they don't see the fact that they're repeating patterns over and over and over again. I'm sorry. I try to stay upbeat. I try to stay focused. I try to stay, in a good mood. But then I see people just going out and being terribly mean to each other for no damn good reason. Or people debating and shouting and stuff like, especially about a country we have no involvement in. Free Palestine. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, aren't these guys like home to Hamas? Not exactly good guys. And now everybody's attacking the Jewish people also. Is there anybody who's like not under attack anymore? I don't know. It's kind of weird how Britain, America, France, a lot of you are supposed to be these terrible, horrid places, but there are people who are literally fighting and clawing their way to get in here, to get into the country. I'm sitting here going, I don't know about you, but if I thought this place was that rotten, I don't think I'd want to go there. I'm sorry, folks. It's just rainy days. Well, it's a Tuesday, so I can't say rainy days and Mondays get me down. But Tuesday is Monday's ugly sister. I'm just wondering if, mankind does survive. What are they going to think of this era? The era of TikTok. And the greatest threat from artificial intelligence is it's probably going to take over social media. Oh, man. Weird days we live in. It's like that old curse. I believe it was a Chinese curse that said, may you live in interesting times. Things are getting way too interesting. I know a lot of you tuned in. You expect me to go on and on and on about certain things. And I know I'm sorry I threw a bunch of rants at you this morning, but there's just some things I see going on, and I'm sitting here thinking in the back of my mind, I'm like, if we were able to harness all this great, malarkey and turn it into something positive, we might actually get somewhere. Ugh. But it seems like mankind has reached that point. Or am I allowed to say mankind anymore? Or is that a dirty word? When will history become them story? Ugh. I swear George Orwell is just sitting somewhere in the great beyond going, ha! I told you, dumbasses! Sure, I was a few decades off. But I'm going to say this. The best thing you can do out there today is stay positive, be kind, be calm, and be safe. Don't let things get you down. Don't let things, turn you about. Stay focused on that. Help the people you can, even if it's just a smile today. Sometimes just acknowledging someone can change their whole day. And that's what I want you to stay focused on, because sometimes it's the little battles that make the difference in the end. So sorry if I drug you down a little bit today, but it's just been a weird Tuesday, especially now that we're heading towards Easter weekend. And I know some folks are not particularly fond of the holidays, and mainly Christmas and all that, but still, Easter's another big one coming up. Just stay positive, and hope the Easter Bunny poops you the best tasting chocolate eggs you can get. Take care, everyone.